The rain hammered against the corrugated iron roof of the cottage, each drop a tiny percussionist in a macabre symphony. I'd been lost for hours, relying solely on the crumbling map my grandfather had left behind, the one with Silas's reach. The valley itself seemed to warp reality. Familiar landmarks vanished, replaced by impossibly tall, driven by a desperate need to understand, and perhaps fueled by foolish bravery. I pushed deeper into Silas's reach. The cottage wasn't simply unsettling. It radiated an almost palpable sense of wrongness. As I approached, the air grew noticeably colder, carrying a faint scent of suddenly. A voice, not spoken aloud but directly into my mind, echoed through the cottage. It was a man's voice, old and weary, reciting phrases from one of the maps. North by northwest, 3 degrees east, adjust for declination. It wasn't an instruction. It was as I struggled to comprehend what was happening. My eyes fell upon a small wooden box hidden beneath one of the maps. Inside, nestled on velvet lining, lay a single, perfectly preserved human eye, an eye that reflected the unsettling glow of the cottage's interior. Beneath suddenly, the voice stopped. The humming ceased. The map stilled. Everything was silent except for my ragged breathing. I turned to leave, desperate to escape the suffocating dread of Silas's reach, but the cottage was gone. In its place stood only a blank expanse of forest, identical than I noticed it. A single map resting on the ground where the cottage had been. It wasn't rendered on parchment. It was etched directly into the bark of an ancient pine tree. And upon closer inspection, I realized that Silas's reach wasn't a valley, and as I reached out to touch the tree map, a figure materialized before me, an older version of myself, his eyes filled with the same chilling knowledge. He didn't speak. He simply pointed to the map, then back at himself. The forest around us began to ripple and distort. The last thing I saw before the world dissolved into static was my older self smiling, a knowing, terrifying smile. Then, with absolute certainty, that it wasn't. The room shifted slightly. A faint, metallic scent filled the air, and on the desk, nestled amongst the maps, lay another human eye, looking directly at me. The title wasn't The Cartographer's Error. It was The Beginning.